There was once a loving father who took his young daughter to a spectacular circus. Unlike other fathers, he didn't have to save for the tickets, he actually owned the circus. In fact, he had created everything inside of it. Over the years, it had become much different than he had originally designed, but he was sure she would have a wonderful time and couldn't wait to share the experience with her. As they approached the massive tent together, neon lights flashed in hypnotic patterns. Music pulsed from a dozen different directions. Screens of all sizes displayed an endless stream of attractions. Don't miss this, limited time only, once-in-a-lifetime experience, they promised. Stay close to me, the father said gently as he held tightly to her hand. But his daughter's eyes were already darting everywhere, consumed by the dazzling displays. Can I go look at that? She asked, pointing to the social media spectacular where performers were taking selfies with the visitors. Before waiting for an answer, she was already drifting toward it. The father watched as his daughter raced from attraction to attraction, barely noticing he was no longer beside her. She dove into the streaming circus where countless shows played simultaneously on countless screens. She got onto the infinite scroll carousel, and she was spun round and round. Her phone buzzed constantly with alerts about new acts starting somewhere in the park. Each notification pulled her in a new direction, always promising something better, something more exciting from the last. In the FOMO funhouse, mirrors showed her all the other shows that she was missing. She joined the frantic crowds at the instant gratification games, competing desperately for likes and views. The father remained present, watching, waiting. Sometimes she'd catch a glimpse of him in the distance, still standing where she'd left him. But there was always another attraction calling her name, another notification demanding her attention. But as time passed, a strange emptiness began to grow inside her. Despite experiencing everything the circus had to offer, nothing seemed to satisfy. The likes and the views felt hollow. The endless streams of content left her feeling somehow less content. The constant rush for the next experience left her feeling exhausted and alone. One quiet moment between the flash and noise of attractions, she heard a small voice inside her asking, "Remember when you used to just sit with your father in the backyard?" She stopped moving for the first time in what felt like forever. Looking around at the frantic crowd, she suddenly realized what she'd been missing all along. She turned and walked back through the circus, past all the flashing lights and screaming screens, until she found him. Her father was sitting on a simple bench. It seemed out of place amongst all the chaos of the circus. Most people rushed past it, too busy with their phones to notice, but he was there, just as he'd always been, waiting patiently with a gentle smile. "I'm sorry," she whispered, sitting beside him. "I got so caught up in everything else, I just forgot." He gently put his arm around her, pulling her close to his side. For the first time since entering the circus, she felt truly at peace. Around them, the frenzy continued. Lights flashing, music blaring, crowds rushing from one show to the next. But she had found something better. Later, as they walked together under the stars, she asked her father why he had let her get so lost in all the distractions. "Sometimes," he explained, "you have to lose yourself in everything else before you can find what truly matters."